Hello, this is Joseline Nicholas with a market update for the month of June. I've had a lot of my clients ask me questions like, what's happening in our market? Is the market really slowing down? When's a good time to find deals? So I'm just going to take these few minutes to answer those questions for three particular markets that I am working on a regular basis. So I'm in Kitchener-Waterloo, I'm in Hamilton, and I'm in Guelph as well. So we'll just take time to look at those three markets. I do work in St. Catharines as well, but for the purpose of this video, I will not have those statistics. If you need updates or you need to know the value of your home in a market that I did not include in this video, please reach out and I'll be happy to provide that separately. So let's dive into it. So this is basically what's happening in our market in Ontario. As you can see, prices have been going up on a course of 12 months. Actually, prices started going up way before this. But for the purpose of this video, I will only focus on the last 12 months. So basically, this is what happened in January of 2020. The pandemic started. Things were a little, so basically we went into lockdown in March. Prices started going down. And then as of April, prices started picking up again. And you can see that when we go to February of 2021, prices sort of plateaued. And since March of 2021, prices have been going down on a monthly basis. Now, as you can see, if we can look at the last 12 months, properties have gone up 29% since last year. And that's all properties in Ontario. If we were to limit it to single family homes have gone up 29% as well. And the graph is basically the same, where prices went up and now they've plateaued, and now we're actually seeing a downward trend in Ontario. If we were to look at a specific market, we'll start with Waterloo. So the Waterloo curve looks very much like that of Ontario in general, where prices were going up in February of 2020. Then the pandemic hit. We went into a lockdown, so there's a decline there. And then since then, prices started going up. As you can see, from December of 2020 to January of 2021, prices went up significantly, and we were on an upward trend up until March of 2021, and since then we've seen sort of like a decline, and basically prices heading in a downward trend. And that was particularly for single family homes, but the curve looks very similar for all types of properties. So it's basically been very, very similar to that of Ontario, where prices are starting to go down. So if you are an investor and you're looking to buy a property in the Kitchener-Waterloo area, this would be a good time, because as you can see, prices are going down. Nobody knows how long this trend will continue to be, but if we look at previous months and what has happened in previous months or previous years, you see that this decline will not last for long. Usually, if we look at what happened in 2017 in our market in Ontario, we'll see similar trends where prices went down for a few months. I think it was about 4 to 5 months, and then it started picking up again. So if you're a buyer looking for deals or investors looking to buy properties, this is a good time. I've seen this with my clients, to be specific, where we see a property, they really love it, but based on what has happened in a few months, they think, oh my goodness, this is going to go for way more, we cannot afford it. But luckily, we happen to be the only offer on the table, and they end up getting it for a really, really good price that they're happy with. So if that is you, you've been sitting, waiting for the market to cool down, this is an absolutely good opportunity for you to jump in the market at this moment. Now let's look at Guelph and see what's happening in our market. So in Guelph, Ontario, this is Guelph Eramosa. So Guelph Eramosa, the curve is a little bit funny. That's because we don't have enough data points. There's only a few properties selling on a monthly basis. So this data is not reliable because we don't have enough data points. But let's look at the city of Guelph itself. Okay, so this is the city of Guelph. Looks much better. So this is, so same thing where prices were going up until February of 2020, started going down during the pandemic, the first few months of the pandemic. But from April of 2020, things started looking good. Prices started going up and up. And what is very unique about Guelph is that we haven't really seen a big decline in prices until this month of June. So this is June of 2021. But you can see that while other markets were slowing down in January and February of 2021, we did not see that in Guelph. In fact, we saw like an increase in March, an increase in April, an even bigger increase in May. And that is because the demand for homes in Guelph is just high. There's just a high demand of homes in Guelph, and the trend has continued to be hot. So this is basically the first month in Guelph that we've seen a decline. Now, to be honest with you, I think that the decline will probably continue to be consistent with other cities, because what we're seeing in Guelph has already happened for a few months in other markets. Just like we saw in Waterloo, prices have already been declining for the last few months, since February, actually. So I think that definitely a good time to buy. If you are a seller and you're thinking to sell your home in this market, I think that what you need is an amazing marketing plan, a strategy, negotiating strategy. You need somebody who understands what's happening locally, somebody who can just hold your hand through the process and make sure that they can still sell your home for top dollar. If you're an investor looking to buy, definitely, as I said, we're finding some amazing deals in this market. And as you can see, basically, since like this year, in the last 12 months, properties have gone up 20%. As you can see, I've told you in the previous videos that prices went up 30% during the pandemic. That is still true. The reason this says 20% is because they're counting from June 2020. So from June 2020 to June 2021, prices have gone up 20%. Okay, now let's look at another market, which is Hamilton, Ontario. So in Hamilton, similar story. However, what's unique about Hamilton is that, as you can see, this curve has been up and down, up and down, up and down. That's because in Hamilton, I find that the market depends, it fluctuates on a weekly basis. So if there's 1 week, they'll have like a lot of inventory, buyers have more options, we're able to find some good deals and prices a little bit softer. And the next week, we will have barely any inventory on the market, and people are fighting for the same properties that they didn't want to buy the week before. So that is happening a lot in Hamilton. And because of that, we're seeing a fluctuating curve where like 1 month is good, another month is a little bit softer, another month is easy to find deals, another month is just a little bit stronger prices. So this is basically what's happening in our markets. As I said earlier, I do have the data for all markets in Ontario. So if there's a market here that I didn't mention, please reach out and I will be happy to provide those numbers to you as well. Thank you very much for being here. We'll talk again soon. Bye.